Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Tame your mind, your body, and your money. So money, body, in short, it's all of it. It's mindset, it's money, it's body, right? The power of compounding, the mind-boggling power of compounding. So I'm an accountant by training, I'm CPA and all that, so I deal with numbers all the time. And I know the concept of compounding, right? But it really hit home the other day when I was having when one of the group members in my group, my stock trading group, put something on there, posted something, and I read it and I was like, wait, what? All right, so this is what he was saying. He was like, oh, I think he was in he had entered a stock or bought a stock like maybe 5 days prior. And then he now exited, and he's like, hey guys, so I've exited the stock, and I took my 5% and my compound strategy. So everybody's kind of like, in my head I'm like, what is this compound strategy? And nobody was asking the question. So me, I asked her, I said, whoa, okay, what exactly is this compound strategy? Like, what are you on about? This sounds interesting. And it's like, oh, you guys don't know about the compound strategy? We're like, no, like what is it? Like, oh, okay, all right. So what he does is he invests, let's just assume he has like $1,000 to invest capital, right? He picks a stock, he does his research, his stock research, technical analysis and all of that. And then he zeroes in on the stock and says, hey, based on my research, I believe this stock is going to go up in the next like week or two. So I'm going to buy. So he takes that $1,000 and buys that one stock, right? And then he tells himself, I only just want 5%. Like seriously, once I buy it and it has appreciated 5%, I exit out of the position. So we're like, okay, He goes, yeah, so that's exactly what happened. And then we're like, okay, then what then happened? So now, let's say, no, okay, so to make it easy, let's just say 10%. He looks for 10%. He says, yeah, so I invest $1,000, and once I get 10% appreciation, I exit my position. So we're like, okay, so now you have $1,000, your original capital, and then you have $100 profit. So now you have $1,100. He goes, yes. We're like, okay, so what then happens? I mean, you've earned $100, so what then happens? He goes, yeah, then I find another stock to buy. I do my research again, but I find another stock that I know would appreciate in the next week or two, and then I invest the entire $1,100. So the $1,000 capital plus the $100 profit I made, I invest the entire $1,100 in that next stock. And again, I'm only looking for 10%. And that's it. I'm like, okay, so now you've invested $1,100. Once you get 10%, that's like $110 now. He goes, yes, then I exit. So I'm like, okay, then now you have $1,000 your capital, the $100 that you made from the previous stock, so $1,100, and then now $110. So now in total you have $1,210. He goes, exactly. Then what do you do with it? Then the next stock, the third stock, I invest the entire $110 to get again 10%. At that point, the light bulb went off. We're like, oh my goodness, we get it now, He was like, yes, the power of compounding, that a lot of times, and this happens and this occurs, or we can apply this to every facet of our lives, right? A lot of times we are waiting for the big gains, the big swings. Oh my goodness, I want to invest this $1,000, and hopefully and then immediate gratification, right? Or maybe when I wake up, next week, the $1,000 is now $2,000, and like, or you're successful, or you finally achieved what you wanted to achieve, that goal, that milestone. It took you time. You started working on it in the beginning of the year, and then finally, maybe in November, you're like, I've achieved it. But no one knows the steps that you had to take, the tiny, 5% step every day, 1% step, or 10% step every day to get to this November where you finally achieved it. All everyone sees is just that achievement, right? So we're like, oh my, and he goes, a tiny, right? Small becomes a lot, right? A tiny bit becomes a lot when you're consistent. So if you're only looking, and 10% is even a lot to be looking for. Like seriously, some people do 2%, some people do 3%, some people say, I just want 5%. Some people say, I just want 1%. But the whole idea is, if you're consistent with it, and you consistently just don't be greedy, right? Once you've reached that your 10% profit target, you exit and save your money and start looking for the next stock to buy, right? Do you know that once you do that, and if you're able to do that consistently for the whole year, do you know how much that $1,000 will grow into? Let's even just look at this scenario, right? Let's just say in a month, he's able to buy four stocks. So, or let's just say he's able to apply this strategy once a week, right? So in other words, it takes a week for him to meet that profit target, right? And he gets out. Do you know what that $1,000 will turn into? So we've already seen it, right? After the first time, you have $100 profit. After the second time, you have $110 profit. After the third time, you have, $120 something profit. I mean, I can't even do the math again. But I bet you at the end of that month, if you're able to do it 4 times, your $1,000 has now become like close to $1,500. Your $1,000 has now become close to $1,500. $500 profits in a month. Where are you gonna get that? You're not gonna get that, and that is fantastic. Do you understand? So, moral of the story is the power of compounding. A little bit, the bit by bit that we improve ourselves every day, right? And take it again, every facet of our lives. You want to lose weight, you have a target, you want to learn a new skill, you want to bring in more money, you want to develop yourself, you want to have spiritual goals, you want to just whatever it is, right? It's not to just make that big leap. For example, you want to lose weight and then you just tell yourself, okay, yes, I'm going to like starve myself. I won't eat. Maybe I used to eat 6,000 calories a day. I'm just going to go down to 1,000 calories a day, and then I'll go out there, I'll run, I'll hit the gym hard and all that. That will only last, you know how long that will last? One day. Just the day you do it, that's the day you will give up and say, you know what? It's not that serious. Let me just go back to old habits. But if you tell yourself, okay, I want to lose weight, I don't like the way I'm feeling and all that, I envision myself being, maybe not right now you're 300 pounds. You're like, okay, no, I envision myself being 180 pounds, right? That is the self I want to be. How am I going to do it? And be, okay, I'm going to start slow. Tomorrow, I'm going to go for a walk. If I can walk a mile, I'll be happy. Guess what? Tomorrow, you go and walk a mile. You will nearly die, you're walking this mile, but guess what? You did it. Guess what? The next day, maybe you walk 1.2 miles. You're able to extend yourself a little bit, right? Meanwhile, you're watching what you're eating healthier now. Instead of the junk food, you lay off the sodas, the sugar. You're not eating healthier. Maybe you're prepping your own meals at home and all of that. And gradually, maybe the first day, instead of eating 6,000 calories filled with like chips, junk and all of that, you probably ate maybe 5,500 calories. But guess what? The 5.5 thousand calories is made up of healthy, like maybe salads, chicken. I mean, whole foods, whole good, wholesome foods, and not junk. That's day 1. Do you know that if you just keep up and maintain it and continue that consistency, by day 10, by day 30, just give yourself 1 month, you will not recognize yourself. But it took you taking baby steps day by day. Every day you got better by 1% or by 2%, and then by day 30, you're like 30% better. Have you seen how the power of compounded? And it's the same with savings. You're trying to say, you know what, okay, I'm tired of just always being broke, let me start saving. And you start to say, do you know what it is to start to save? If you just tell yourself, I'm going to start saving $1 a day compounded, right? So 100% compounding. I mean, that's 100%. But do you know if you save $1 a day and you compound it, so in which day? Today, day 1, you save $1. Tomorrow, day 2, you save $2 because you've doubled it, right? Tomorrow, day 3, you save $4 because you've doubled it. So each time 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 8, 8 becomes 16, 16 becomes 32, 32 becomes 64, 128 and 512. Do you know by day 12, by day 10, you have $512. You started day 1 with $1. By day 10, you had $512. The power, I mean, that's huge compounding though at 100%, which is not realistic, but just stick with me. That is the power of compounding. It's the little things you do. You may not see it when you're doing it, but give yourself time. Time will measure and time will show you how far you've come, right? In the future. That's the thing. You may not see it every day, but with time, 30 days from now, 60 days from now, you see the benefits. It's amazing. The power, it's mind-boggling. And we can apply it in every facet of our lives. Let's do it all. Let us do it. Me, Isha, when we had that compound, we're like, you shall see everybody in the group, we're like, are you serious? We shall be doing this compound strategy now. It is easier said than done, but with discipline and with patience and with commitment, it can happen. I know some of you are asking me, okay, it's all fine and good, but how do we even know what stocks to invest in? You know what, I'll do another vlog. How do we know what stocks? How do we know how to do the research? How do we know what stocks to, buy? Because there's so many companies out there. How do we just know? Don't worry, I'll do another vlog on it, okay? Not a problem. So, drop me comments below, like what you think about it or how the power of compounding has helped your life, right? What are some of the things you applied? What are some of the ways? What was your aha moment even? I'd like to hear from you, okay? Guys, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like, share, and I will see you next time on my channel. Take care now.